All right, in this video, we want to talk about what makes the difference. What makes the difference between a successful student and an unsuccessful student? We're going to break down the characteristics, and I've essentially studied this and looked at all the successful students, that are in our program, and I've had lots of conversations with successful students at our events, in our mastermind groups. The people that have great, and we have conversations at lunch and dinner when we do these events, and I'm asking them, saying, okay, what do you believe made you successful? And what happens is, so what I've done is I've put all these different traits, and from talking to all these successful students, and basically put them in this presentation so you can take and extract on what successful people do versus unsuccessful. So it's almost like this: if you're getting married, right, for the first time, right, and you want to have a long, loving, lasting relationship with your future bride, right? Who would you want to seek advice from? People that are unsuccessful, that have getting 2 and 3 divorces, where life sucks. Or would you want to get advice from someone that has been married for 20, 30 years, is completely passionate, that have a great relationship? Obviously you want to get that advice. So what I've done is essentially take the successful students and be able to find out what makes them tick, what is their characteristics that you can apply in your life and your business, right? Now, what are unsuccessful students do? What did they do? And how did they look at this program? And what did they, what was their thought? Because here's the thing. Success is 20 to maybe 30% mechanics. So we talk about a lot of mechanics in this. What to do with the marketing tactics and what to say in the podium and all the setup and everything. Those are a ton of strategies and tactics to go out and build a business, right? But you can have all the strategies and tactics down, but the operator of those strategies and tactics make up 70 to 80% of someone's success. So what that means is you make up 70 to 80% of the success, and only 20 to 30% is the actual mechanics or strategies. So we've got to look at, wow, what are we bringing to the table when it comes to our thoughts, our stories, our success or not, our past experiences, what we expect, what we demand, right? And we bring that to the table. Right? And so many people are so in a rush to get to the bottom line, to the point, that that is a character trait that is an unsuccessful character trait. Yeah, because they skip through all the important stuff, they think they know it all, and they just want to get to the meat and potatoes, but they don't understand the process of exactly how it works. So let's get into it. Successful students versus unsuccessful students. So here's a couple. Now, Scott, using Sean's advice. Now, Scott was a type A personality. Scott was like the bottom line type of guy. Let's go. Come on, let's get to the point. But when he understood and he slowed down and understood that the fundamentals make the difference, executing the fundamentals in a way that was done to master those fundamentals, then he got it. Then he slowed down, he understood the fundamentals of the process, and then his business blew up. Using Sean's advice, I did over $1 million in revenue his first 12 months. $1 million. You want to know what he did? We're about to get into it. And this month, and working to double that this year. You can say it doesn't work, but it sounds like you haven't tried it. See, and that was a response to a Facebook post. As Sean says, boom, baby, third deal and the biggest one yet. Time to put more fuel in the machine, $23,098.30 from Blake. So John Wooden was one of the, is actually a coach for the UCLA Bruins, right? And he went in and came into a program that was one of the worst programs in college basketball history. It was terrible. And what happened was, all the other coaches came up to him and said, I don't know what you're going to do. I mean, this team is terrible. There's no way you're going to be able to turn it around. So what he did is he took the team and he said, we're going to work on the fundamentals, right? So he basically took the same people, this loser group of kids that weren't winning, and said, what we're going to do is work on the fundamentals. So what they sat there, right? These are some elite basketball players that actually made it to college basketball, and he basically had them throw free throws. I'm going to throw free throws, right? And he had the guys line up there and threw 1, 2, 3, 400 free throws a day. Then he said, I'm going to have you shoot bank shots. Then I'm going to have you do bounce passes. Then I'm going to have you do chest passes. So he had him do all this basic stuff. And guess what? All the team, they're all complaining about it. Oh, how can we do that? I know how to do this. I've done this 100 times. Why do we have to do this? Basic stuff. Let's get to the tactic. Let's get to the strategy of the game and get that. And he's like, no, you are going to get the fundamentals down. And once he did that with this team of people, and they focused on the fundamentals of the business, right? Guess what? A massive amount of success. They turned around and became one of the winningest basketball teams in history. And John Wooden went down in history as one of the most incredible coaches of all times because he took the kids and he had them focus on the fundamentals. So fundamentals are incredibly important. So here's the thing. Unsuccessful students, they make a decision, right? So unsuccessful. And basically we take a lot of people who are unsuccessful and look at them and what they've done in their trades. So they make a decision. They go, I'm excited about Flip to Freedom. I want to be part of the academy. I'm going to get into it. I'm excited. I want to get up and going, right? And then they change their mind. I don't know. They get in. They see a couple things and kind of look around and this, that, and I don't want to do it anymore, right? So they make a decision and then they change their mind really quickly, right? That is a trait of an unsuccessful student. Now, if you read the book Think and Grow Rich, written by Napoleon Hill, Napoleon Hill, he went out and studied some of the most wealthiest people in our country, and he broke down all of their traits in his book called Think and Grow Rich. If you haven't read it yet, I highly suggest you read it. It's probably one of the best books on success you could ever read. It's like a Bible. The Bible is an incredible book for success, but he breaks it down because he interviews all these highly successful people. And one success trait, successful people make decisions quickly, and then they stick with that decision till the end. Okay? Unsuccessful people make a decision, emotional decision. I'm going to get started. I'm so excited. And then they go, and then they get it, and they keep changing all these decisions all over the place. They're jumping from this, jumping from that, change it all around. So if that's you, that your type of person, make a commitment to stop it now. Focus on this business, focus on this program, focus on with me, right? And you will see and get rid of these bad traits and adopt the good traits, and you'll be amazed, just like these other people. And that's why I keep on showing you success stories, so it reinforces the fact that you can do this, and it doesn't matter where you come from, your background, what city, what state, what your education level, what your color is, what your gender is. This is a completely for anybody. Doesn't matter your IQ, I'm proof, right? It doesn't matter. Anybody can do this. So can you. They quickly review the content, they get overwhelmed, or they think they know it all already, and quit. So some of you are watching this right now, and you're going through the first section of this program right here, and you're going, I know this, I know the whole, I know, come on, let's go. You just want to rush the program, you think you know it all, and you quit, right? When you are in Think and Grow Rich, it talks about the company that went out in California, and they went out, and they're a gold mining exploration company. They bought all the equipment. They went out, they bought all the maps, they brought all the equipment to basically figure out where the gold was, and they spent months and months and months and months and months digging for gold, finding nothing but dirt. Finding nothing but dirt, right? Then they quit. They said, we're done, can't do it anymore. Another group came in, bought everything for pennies on the dollar. They did a little bit of research and found out that if they moved 3 feet over from where these guys are digging, that there should be gold. So they transferred 3 feet over, and they started digging, and they hit the largest gold mine in California history, right? 3 feet. They were 3 feet away. So I see people that get started, and they come in, they either A, get overwhelmed, right? And people are getting overwhelmed, just stop and go through each process, just stop in each process at a time. Or they come in, they think they know it all, and they quit, and they're 3 feet from gold. They're 3 feet from gold because they think they know it all. They have a preconceived notion. Remember, success is 70 to 80% mental and only 20 or 30% mechanics. 20 to 30% mechanics, that's it. It's mental. And this is the mental thing, 3 feet away, think they know, quit, they're done. Because they think they know it all. They don't believe they can succeed. So they have a story in their head. They keep basically, I've tried tried other programs like this and it doesn't work. I remember I was, someone came up to me and goes, "Oh man, it looks like you work out and stuff like that. What type of special diet are you on?" I was like, "Well, I just eat clean. That's all." "Well, I've tried that and it doesn't work." And I'm like, "Well, okay, so you tried eating clean and it doesn't work? What do you mean it doesn't work, right?" So I talk to people, say, "Well, I've tried losing weight, but it doesn't work. I've tried everything." But you didn't try everything, because if you tried everything, it would work, right? But the problem is people, they tell themselves their story that, "Oh, it doesn't work. Oh, it's not going to work for me. Oh, I'm not good enough." Oh, these success stories, those are for other people, right? Those success stories, "Oh, I'll never be able to achieve that I can't do that. They're more sophisticated. They have a better upbringing than me." Oh, guys, that is not the truth. There are people that are way smarter than me, that have way more talent than I do, that have a way better upbringing than I did, that are doing this and they're having amazing success. And there's people that I've seen people that come from in bad situations that have amazing success. So it doesn't matter. I've seen it all. But they believe they can't succeed. And I want you to believe that you can succeed and you can do it. They make an excuse that I don't have time. Well, I don't have time to go through all this stuff. I don't have time to do all this stuff. Okay? So, which is interesting because, they'll go to work to make $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a year. Let's call it 100. Who cares? 50, 60, $100,000 a year. And they're so busy making $100,000 a year, working for the man, working all this time, stressing out, only getting weekends off, coming home, grabbing a cocktail, throwing it back a couple beers, watching TV, and that's their life. They get up and do it all over again the next day. They're too busy living this essentially mundane life to get rich. They're too busy to build something for themselves. They don't have time. It doesn't matter. I'm too busy just getting by to go out and get rich. That's a dumb excuse. I don't have time. What do you mean you don't have time? What else better do you have to do? See, you got to look at your current situation as temporary. I don't care if you make $100,000 a year and you have a great job, or $150,000, $200,000. I don't care if it's $200,000 a year. Why not make that in a month? And why not do it for yourself and run it with a Monday morning meeting at 9 o'clock, a 90-minute Monday morning meeting? Wouldn't that be better? And then turn around and reinvesting any type of profits or any of that type of stuff in a cash flow asset. Imagine having 1,000 apartment units. 1,000. That's what in the process I'm building right now. I'm building actually a portfolio of 5,000 units. You get paid $100 for each unit, right? You have 1,000 units that are paying every single month, that's managed by professional management, that's coming in, and you make $100 off each one, each unit. That's $100,000 a month, whether you wake out of bed or not. But you're too busy just making a living, working in for what? To go build an incredible passive cash flow and income and turn around and build an incredible business? It's an invalid excuse, right? I don't have time. Make time. Find a way to, if you had to, you'd make time. If you had to do it, you'd make time, right? So they make the excuse, I don't have any money. Well, I don't have any money. You don't need money, right? You can get started on this thing on basically a shoestring. It's not like you have to come up with a bunch of money to fix and flip a property and do all that. You don't have to do that. I got started on a shoestring. I got started getting a little list for 50, 60 bucks and go knocking on pre-foreclosure doors, and I got my first deal made 11 grand. Did it take time, energy, and effort to do it? Absolutely. I didn't have all the systems and processes and all that type of stuff. I didn't have that stuff set up. I just went to work. I started talking to sellers and making offer. I did the fundamentals. They're pessimistic and expect the worst to happen. I grew up in a family where my dad back east was known for being the devil's advocate, right? Anybody you showed him anything, guess what? He could find something wrong with anything or anybody, any situation, anything. He was the devil's advocate. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, that frame of thinking is an unsuccessful student frame of mind. Being pessimistic, always questioning, being the devil's advocate and expecting the worst can happen, guess what? Whatever you expect, you get. If you expect the worst to happen, you're going to get the worst to happen. You expect this is not going to work, guess what? It's not going to work for you. You're going to send out all the mail, you're going to send out and you're going to talk to sellers, and guess what? No one's going to accept your offers. Why? Because you're expecting the worst to happen. What if you expect the best? What if you expect success? What if you expect a seller to say yes? What if you expect to get a good deal? What if you expect to get the best leads coming in? That's what I do. That's what successful students do. They start taking action, and another program changes their focus. So what happens is, people get in, and they start. They go, I'm excited. I'm with you. I'm in. I'm going to be a successful student. I'm all in. Let's do this, right? And they go down the process, right? And then all of a sudden, boom, I get on a webinar, see this video, this training, boom. Let's go sell land, or let's go do, tax sales. Let's go do this. Let's go, fix and flip. And they're all over the place, right? Success takes focus. It takes focus on one thing that works. That's why I keep showing you success and stories, and that's when you get part of the Flip to Freedom Academy group, and you see all the people posting the success and people helping everybody and everything like that. We have thousands and thousands and thousands of members that have already part of Flip to Freedom Academy as part of that group that are there to help. Answer questions, have their success stories. The bottom line is this, is that people get in and they start down the path and they're 3 feet from gold, they get distracted, and they start looking at something else, okay? That is a trait of an unsuccessful student. So successful students, they understand it's a business and they treat it as such. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. This is not something that you're just going to try, make some money, and then it's going to blow up. This is a true, lasting business that you can build, and then the goal is turn around and build a cash flow asset without your input. That's the ender game, right? It's the end game. So they understand that this is a business and treat it as such. They follow the program step by step. If you hear Tyler White's, or if you hear some of these other successful, they follow it step by step. They don't jump around, they don't try to rush, they don't try to push, they just follow it step by step. They follow the lead generation, they follow the talking to sellers, they follow making offers, they follow through the whole process, and they go out and get success. They're enthusiastic and expect the best to happen. Like I said, you get what you expect. They understand the law of gestation, okay? The law of gestation basically says, just like for an elephant, it takes about, I think it's like 18 months for a baby elephant to gestate in the mother's womb before he has basically a baby. So right now, it looks like nothing's going on. If you look at an elephant and you don't know they're pregnant, nothing's going on them, because guess what? The law of gestation. Same in business. You know what? You get started, you start learning some stuff. There are people that have a huge amount of success quickly. And some people, it takes time for it to sink in, and the sellers to come in, and the leads to come in, and start talking to sellers, and they keep the process going. Understand, if they keep making offers. I've had people that they don't get a check. I talked to Brett Burris. Brett Burris made $400,000 in his first 7 months. In his first 3 months or 2 months, he didn't make anything. But it was the law of gestation. What happens is he got started, and when he got his first check, it was off an offer he made his first month, off a deal that came in his first month. But it was the law of gestation, what happens. And I don't know why some people, they pop right off the bat. Like, for an example, we had a meetup the other night at our office. We had a gentleman stand up. He went out, he set up one of our marketing campaigns here in Phoenix, marketing campaign, right? And this is a competitive market. I'm here, we get tons of leads, do a ton of deals. This guy set up one of my marketing campaigns, right? The first lead that came in, he called them up, set an appointment, got the contract, flipped the property, and made $70,000. The first lead that ever came in, right? First deal in his first month. Right? So, I don't know what, you know what? It's karma. If you're a good person, great things come to you, right? So, they manage their expectations. This is incredibly important. You know, people, they go, I expect to make X amount of dollars in X amount of time. If it doesn't happen, I'm quitting. Yeah, see, the first one was understand this is a business. This is a business. So you manage your expectations. So I realize this is a business. I'm investing in time and energy and effort, money into my business to grow my business. And most businesses don't ever realize or see a profit for 12 to 18 months. What the great thing about this, you can realize a profit quickly, you know, or it's the law of gestation. It may take a little time, but manage your expectations correctly. So you don't put yourself in a situation where if I don't make X amount of dollars in the first 3 weeks, I quit. If I don't make X amount of dollars in the first 3 months, I quit. You don't want to do that. You could be like Brett Burris. If he would have said that, guess what? He wouldn't be a success today. He'd be out looking for a job, working 9 to 5, traveling around the country, doing what he hated to do prior to meeting us, right? So the bottom line is don't put that crazy expectation on yourself, and understand the process, follow the fundamentals, make offers to sellers, get marketing, make offers to sellers, and if you continue making offers to sellers, you're going to get deals that pop. Be persistent. Persistence key, we all know that. They're focused and they don't jump around. Jump around from program to program to program to program to program. You don't have time to let success come to you when you start adapting and start moving to 7 different programs in a month. Believe me, I get emails all the time from people. It is ridiculous. Oh, I've gotten your program, but hey, I got this other thing. Should I start doing this? I just talked to someone, a group this morning. You know what their biggest challenge is? Biggest challenge, and they're doing a couple deals a month, but they're trying to scale it. Is the shiny object syndrome. They see this other business model, they try that. Another business model, they try that. Another business model, they try that, and they jump all around. They dedicate a block of time each day for progress. They say, okay, this time I'm going to dedicate an hour a day, and that's just going to focus on my business. I dedicate 2 hours a day, and that's going to be focused on my business. And they never, ever, ever quit. Never quit. See, guess what? Whether you are doing this part-time and you're working around your job and you consistently do the fundamentals and make offers, you send out marketing, you talk to sellers, you make offers, and you try out marketing, trick the sellers, and make offers, you will get deals. It will happen for you. No matter what, you will get deals. Whether it be in the first month or 2 months or whatever, you'll get deals. Just don't ever quit. Here's another from Jessica. So I quit my job a month ago today. Been spending a lot more time with my family and kids. Oh, and there's this too. Really missing that 9 to 5, she says facetiously, $10,000 check. Quit her job, now she gets to spend more time with her family. Don't you want that? That's what you want. To be able to do what you want, with who you want, when you want, at any time you want. To be in control of your own life. Here's another one. Flip into freedom. Loving my job, $19,895, Anthony Price. The bottom line is all progress takes place outside of your comfort zone. Is it uncomfortable to talk to a seller? Is it uncomfortable to learn something different? Yes, it is. But guess what? You'll get this down. A month from now, you're going to be dialed in on this thing. You're going to know exactly you're going to have everything laid out to know exactly what to do. 2 months from now, you're going to be cranking. 3 months, a year from now, you're going to have this business inside and out, and someone's going to talk to you about real estate, and you're going to be spitting off all these things. And you go, how did that happen? Why? Because you invested time and energy in it, and guess what? You started growing, and you got out of your comfort zone.